Man, that game was impressive. I'm just going to be honest. That's like what pops to my mind. Obviously, the defense was not impressive. We saw a lot of the same stuff that we've been seeing that has been bad Giants defense. They're good for a quarter, the first quarter and a half. Then a long drive right before half. They give up touchdowns going down. Right before the half, right after the half, boom, 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 right down the field, touchdown. And that's a killer. I mean, you cannot win games. You cannot win any kind of chunk of games when your defense is allowing, because that you can't do it. It's just a complete momentum swing. You cannot give 2 touchdowns back to back, especially right before half, coming out of the half. And we have seen this defense do it. I don't know what it is. They are the opposite of clutch, whatever that is. I'm just going to say it sucks. And a couple of touchdowns today were embarrassing by the defense. Very embarrassing. Horrible tackling. I don't even know if they even know where they are on the field. The second touchdown was just, it seemed like they'd given up. They just let him walk. Now, the first Taysom Hill touchdown, dear God. I need some effort. And what's really, I should feel better. I do feel good about this team, right? The season's not over. I said that last year. I said, let's wait a little while. The season's not technically over. Unfortunately, it's a weak division. And right now, if the offense can sustain this, you're okay. The defense is okay to give up, a couple quick scoring drives here and there in games, and specific games, certain games. But they got to get better. They just have to get better. And this is kind of like a flashback to last year. We saw this last year. The defense was good most of the game, and then right before halves, coming out of halves, it was awful. And at one point in this game, this defense had allowed like 7-8 straight third down conversions. Can't have it. Right? Dalvin's not in the team. I get Blake's out. But there is no excuse to allow that many consecutive third downs. And what we didn't see last year was like a couple of them quick drives. We saw this year. We saw Taylor Heinicke 2 plays, boom, boom. All right, and then this game we saw, what was it, like 1 or 2 or 3 plays, whatever it was, right down the field, touchdown. We cannot have this every week. So obviously it's got to get better. They got probably the toughest task just about all year, other than the Chiefs. They got Cowboys next week, I believe. So, listen, Giants come out and win that game, we are right back in this thing. So, we can relax with the sky is falling shit. And listen, Daniel Jones is playing good right now. I have some problems with some of Jason Garrett's play calling. It is not good in the red zone. They need to take what they're doing, roll it up, and throw it away. I don't care if you got to go steal what the Rams are doing or whatever. But it is still the same junky thing we saw last year. And at least last year, they were lining up in power formations and punching the ball in runs. Now, we're not even getting that this year. That's a conversation for another time. But why is it we see this handoff to Evan Ingram again? It worked once last year against probably the most historic bad defense in last year's Cowboys defense. Get rid of it. It don't work. And then what's the other play where Daniel Jones almost... Why are you throwing a quick slant to Kyle Rudolph? What are we doing? That's not how you use him. It baffles my mind how bad the play calling in the red zone is. Obviously, some of it was on Daniel Jones, but I don't even think... It's hard for me to blame Daniel Jones for that almost interception to Rudolph, because there wasn't even no look at any reads. It just went boom, snap, boom. It looked like that's how the play was designed to me. And if that's the case, I mean, that's awful. Yeah. It's just not good. And I have zero, right now, I like a lot of the concepts that Garrett's doing, getting the ball deeper down the field. What I've noticed, what he's doing with Daniel Jones is Daniel Jones will take the first second and he won't even look at his routes. He'll look at the line. And if somebody gets beat right off the bat, then he starts to maneuver the pocket and looking downfield. That's good. I said in a video in my Daniel Jones expectations, that's what I needed from Daniel Jones. I need him to know the routes, know where everybody is, to the point to where he can cheat and look at the defensive line. And we're seeing that. I don't care if you like or dislike Daniel Jones, his pocket awareness is very good right now. Well, I don't say very good to where he was. Let's put it that way. There hasn't been many situations where it's just blind tackles. We only saw one last year. Nate Soldier got beat, embarrassed badly, and he fumbled. I mean, I think maybe that fumble was just a lot to do with the situation. It was the end of the game. You need massive chunk yards down the field. So, listen, I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that we don't know. Me personally, I'm not ready to say like he's completely fixed his pocket awareness, but he's making big plays and he's keeping his eyes on the pass rush, and that is something that I want to see this year. I know it's something that Chris Sims listens to my podcast and absolutely stole from me. Yes, I'm calling you out, Chris Sims. You stole a bunch of my comps too. Probably not, but hey, wishful thinking. But listen, Daniel Jones is playing good right now. I know there's a group of Giants fans that have given up. Don't give up. Don't give up. What choice do we have? He's here now. He's here now, and he's playing better. Just give him a chance. Take all the turnovers from the first two years, year and a half, and remove them from your memory. And look at what he's doing right now. Because if you were to take this season where Daniel Jones started, and you had somebody that was completely alien, didn't see the first 2 seasons, you wouldn't even worry about turnovers. It wouldn't even be a thing on your mind of how good he's been with the ball. And we're seeing situations where he's done boneheaded things and forced to play and tried to play hero ball. He's eliminated them. A bunch of times today, just in situations where he could have done that, bought more time with his legs and kept moving, threw him right out of bounds. So, listen, he's playing well right now. I don't want to sit here and say he's going to be Josh Allen of last year. That's not what I'm saying, but right now, he is a top 10 ranked quarterback. And listen, I'm not saying he's top 10 quarterback, but he is playing like a top 10 quarterback. Will it sustain or not? I don't know. But listen, it's good right now. If this can be where he is for his career, if he can play like this, I'm okay with it. We just need our team to come through. I think he would have had another touchdown or close to today if Kadarius Toney would have held on to the ball, because he hit Kadarius Toney with a slant real quick, and Toney probably was going to go to the house. If not, there's 30-40 more yards on his on his stats. And Jones, man, if you're a stats person, I'm not really, but he is averaging buku yards. But we did see one read option where Jones ran it out in overtime. I'd like to still see a few more of them sprinkled in situations, especially situations when the defense is blitzing or being super aggressive, or even early in like first downs where you just got people flying off the edge, not really containing. But I'll tell you what, bravo, Kadarius Toney. We finally saw his ability, and boy, does he have ability. He is hard to bring down. He's impossible to tackle. I don't care who you are. If you put him in the open field, you are not tackling that guy. Man, he could juke you out in a phone booth. He's awesome. All right. He did miss that catch, and that was a big catch. But as a young player who hasn't been getting opportunities, well, has gotten some, but he hasn't came through on him, right? He's pressing, obviously. Good for him, though, to come out, get a good game under his belt. He looked very impressive. For all the people that were poo-pooing the pick, I was a Quiddy Pay guy, but at the end of the day, I said in Hit Squad stream, if it's Kadarius Toney, watch out for it. It could be that, and I wouldn't mind it because the kid is electric. And Kenny Golladay came through big today, man. Overtime, had a big catch. I thought he could have cut it in and just ended the game right there. Whatever, he got us down the goal line. Saquon with a huge fumble in overtime. It could have cost us the game. Thank you to Kenny Golladay for saving our game. That was just unbelievable. That was like some Wayne Gallman shit at the end of the game. Like, he just cannot do that. And I'm sorry, but this zone run stuff, it just does not work. And that's why you're not even seeing him really hand off and do it, because it don't work. This offensive line cannot run zone. I know Saquon's a different kind of runner, but they need to start bringing back some of the power run schemes and some of the trap plays from last year and running them. Get Jones under center a little more and get Saquon going in some of these games, because listen, this is not sustainable. This offensive line did very well today. I'm not going to sit here and bank on it doing that every week. All right, they held up, but we're already seeing injuries on injuries down injuries. You know, you get in a game with one really, 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 really great pass rusher, and Daniel Jones, as many times as he's back there throwing it, he's liable to get killed. So I'd like to see some of it. Listen, right now he's playing great, and I get it. You want to capitalize on it. I'd like to see some of it come down. Now, obviously, we can't relent with Jones playing the way he is when the defense is playing this way. But I think it would be really good for this team that the defense could pick up the slack a little bit, and we could see some more running and get a system going for Barkley, because this zone run is not cutting it. Not cutting it. Listen, I don't want to go on this video forever. Overall, though, maybe the Shep energy, which killed me inside, is because we've always seen with him. We all know he's a very good player, and he's borderline number one. You know, when he's on the right page with his quarterback, he is hard to deal with on third downs. But maybe his injury does a little bit of a silver lining, and it's forced the Giants to really focus more towards Kenny Golladay. And hopefully, this is a thing to come, because the way the offense was playing, with the Daniel Jones and the play calling and Kenny Golladay, I gotta be honest with you, I did not see this game coming. I did not see this type of production game for Kenny Golladay coming with the way the Giants have been running their offense. So listen, there is still some really, really questionable stuff from Jason Garrett. A lot better concepts downfield. You see what happens when, and we're even seeing Saquon at deeper concepts. Great deep touchdown. That's something you'd see in Sherman offense. So I know what Garrett did. He came in here. He's seen Daniel Jones came in day one running curl flats like a professional quarterback, and he tried to base an offense around it. You can't make your foundation of an offense curl flats. You just can't. You can't do it. And I get the whole thing. They don't have time to protect, but you gotta play. At the end of the day, you gotta play to your player strengths. It's unfortunate because the way Garrett called the offense last year, it really caused a lot of fans to turn off from Daniel Jones, because Joe Judge's whole square peg round hole or whatever, that's what Garrett was doing with Daniel Jones. And you're seeing when he does things that are to Daniel Jones' strength. Again, I'm not saying he's a great quarterback, but I believe he's good enough, and there's talent there. You see, when you do something to somebody's strengths, you see what you get. I just want, if he's a quarterback, I want to find out this year. That's all I want. I want to find out. So let him fail or succeed. Right now, he's succeeding. I know some of us, again, are off of them, but give him another chance. I mean, what choice do you have? Do you really want to just sit back every day in your game and your team and just be hating, just miserable watching a guy that you don't want? Just embrace it. Because what choice do we have? Anyways, that's it for me overall. Very impressive win for the offense. Now, some credit to defense. They got the stops and then in the fourth quarter. I think a lot of that was just the Saints shooting themselves in the foot, not so much the defense. I mean, I just got to be honest about it, that the defense kind of got a little lucky there. Some embarrassing plays they got on tape now with a running quarterback. So when they face a quarterback that can run, I mean, I fully expect a team to use that against us. I would. If I was a coach and I saw what the Giants put on tape, if I was a coach and I see what the Giants defense put on tape against a running quarterback, if I got a running quarterback, I'm going crazy. I'm going Vince Lombardi on the chalkboard. So I got to stop because this just keeps going and going. But I mean, maybe I'll have a motivation to get a bunch more videos. I do have one more video about Daniel Jones already loaded up, ready to go. I was just waiting for the right day. So I'll have that uploaded probably tomorrow. And we'll just keep going. Great win. Guys, feel good. Feel good. The first 3 weeks have been awful. It's okay to feel good. Anyway, that's it for me. Peace. Yep. If you're here, better like it. Better subscribe if you're new.